Hello and welcome back to Forge Yourself Forward. I'm your host, Mike. Have you ever noticed any time that you try to make a change in your life, it's difficult? You don't necessarily fall into the habits quickly, you don't always pick it up that great, and it takes time and it's painful. And it kind of sucks, but that's reality. Today I want to talk about change. Why is it painful? And what can you do to maybe not lessen the pain, but instead help you move forward so that when you start to make those changes that you want into habits, you're already moving forward and you're building onto something even better than you thought possible. So I think first we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Change is painful. Change hurts, and it's something that is inevitable. If you want to alter a part of your life, whether mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, there's going to be a level of friction that comes between your old habits and what you're comfortable doing and your new habits or what you're trying to set out in doing. If you think about it in terms of almost like a pair of shoes that you've been wearing for a long time, your shoes are broken in. You put them on, they slip in nice and comfortable, and you kind of know what you're doing. But over time, shoes break down. Just like if a habit is not serving you properly. Like, for instance, one of the habits that I had that wasn't serving me properly was my diet. My diet was absolutely out of control and was not good for me. I was eating fast food constantly. I was eating sugary, salty snacks, whether it was chips, gummy bears, whatever. And I was gaining weight and I was getting less and less healthy. I couldn't run around with my kids as much. I wasn't sleeping great, and I knew I needed to make a change. But those initial steps were difficult. They hurt. I was so used to going up and getting in the car and going to Taco Bell when I was hungry and grabbing a couple of tacos. Yeah, they taste great, but they weren't serving me in the long run. And the comfort that I would have from getting that is because I knew what it was, opposed to something new where either I was going to make myself eggs, have a couple of hard-boiled eggs, maybe make a protein shake, maybe have a steak that I have to grill up. It takes time. It took friction. It was different than what I was accustomed to. And that is part of change. It's accepting that those things are going to happen, knowing that from the onset, and not letting it deter you from what maybe your long-term goals are. And I want to talk about a few things that I've found on my journey that have helped me continue moving forward and not only continue to make change, but make changes, make several of them and build on the other ones so that even where I started, I can't believe how far I am and how far I really want to go. And that's what kind of happens. It's a bit of a snowball effect. And we'll get to that in a minute. So first and foremost, I want to build on a video that I recorded a couple days ago. It was a short, and I talked when I was at the gym. I think it's incredibly important to surround yourself with other positive people, people that are on somewhat of a similar mission to you. They might not necessarily be on a mental fortitude journey or a professional journey or a diet journey, but perhaps they're on a journey of just improving themselves in some way. They're doing something in terms of action that puts them in that positive mindset. And when you're around other positive people, it becomes infectious and it helps you during those difficult times when either you want to give up or you want to crawl back to those old comfortable habits. And trust me, I've wanted to crawl back to them many, many, many times. There's times I don't want to go to the gym in the morning. There's times I don't want to go on the walk in the afternoon. But I think of some of my friends and maybe I call them, or I think about, the person I used to be and how I don't really want to be that person anymore. I want to be something better. So it's always important to see those people that you surround yourself with because they will, imprint your mind a little bit. Oh, that person's doing that, and you know what? I should do it too. They really got it together, and I would like to get myself together too. I have a friend. He's a little bit older than me. He's got even more kids. He's in fantastic shape. He really takes care of himself. He eats well, and that's something that I want to emulate. I want to do that for myself. I want to see what the best version of me is, and seeing somebody who's already doing that really helps motivate me and might help motivate you. The second thing that I think really helps is finding some sort of a mentor. Now, you can find a mentor either in a book, you could find a mentor as one of your friends, it could even be a fictional character. If there is a certain individual that you see that either you think, wow, I would really like to emulate that lifestyle, or that's really what I'm aiming toward. I want to be that type of a person, whether it's professionally, you follow a certain professional career, whether it's philanthropically, that person really gives a lot of their time, or physically, that person's in really great shape, they take care of themselves, and they don't show it off to other people to be like, oh, I'm better than they do it for them. And that to me is really huge. One of my heroes was always Theodore Roosevelt. I was always so impressed with his voracious reading, his incredible intellect, and the fact that he always made physical fitness so important. The quote unquote strenuous life. That's something that always appealed to me, because he is so well rounded in those aspects, and it's something that challenges me to be better. Instead of sitting on the couch, maybe I should be reading a book. Maybe instead of eating X, Y, or Z, maybe I should go for a walk. And it's just, when you think about those things, what would that person do? It kind of puts you in a bit of a better perspective, and it helps with that change you want to create. The third thing is you have to be really honest with yourself. You have to know what your triggers are that would get you back into your old bad habits. For me, it would be either stress eating sometimes, or just boredom. It could be fear. It could be anger. It could be a lot of different things. So you have to be very honest with yourself. I know for me, if I'm really hungry and I'm bored, the chance of me eating something bad or just being lazy goes up exponentially. Whereas if I'm active, I'm in motion, I'm doing stuff, far less likely to do that. So you just need to be really aware. You need to take a little time for yourself and figure out, what are my triggers? What are the things that makes me fall back into a habit that I really don't want to be in? So you have to have a little self-reflection and know what is good, what is bad, and what makes you do certain behaviors that you don't want to do or you want to eliminate, and finding a way to reduce them. Fourthly, it is a daily effort. Every day you're going to have to put in the work. There's no other way around it. There's no hack. There's no shortcut. There's no anything. The truth of the matter is, you can watch a million videos like, 3 tips for this, or, in 7 days you're going to change. I've never seen that happen. Personally, I've never experienced that. Every day you have to make a conscious effort to want to lock in these new habits and build on them. And while it might not sound appealing and it might sound harsh, the fact of the matter is, there's no way around the work. You have to do the work. The best example I could give is, my writing is not the greatest. It's something that I've struggled with for a while, but in the new job that I'm in, I write a lot. And in the beginning, I was really embarrassed because I thought my writing was absolutely terrible, and it wasn't great. But the more that I've done it, and the more that I keep working on it and working on it and working on it, it's gotten better. And I think that if I didn't do the work, it would never get better. Fact of the matter is, you got to do the work. You got to sometimes look like a fool, as I spoke about yesterday. You're not going to know everything, but accept it, do the work, and keep moving forward. And lastly, and I think this is the most important one, you have to start small. And I mean unbelievably small. For the longest time, I had this all or nothing mentality. I'm going to change every single thing about my life all at once. I'm going to work out 6 days a week. I'm going to eat perfect. And it was just so foolish of me to think that way, because it's not possible. Maybe for 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000 people it is. But I can tell you, for me, it was never possible. All I did was fail after a few days, let myself down, get incredibly frustrated, and just angry at myself for failing. And it wasn't until I said, you know what, enough of this stupid cycle. I'm going to change one thing. So one thing I did was I started just reading a few pages a day at night. Did that for a couple weeks. Then I changed, I'm just going to drink water. Did that for a while. Then it's, okay, I'm just going to go to the gym. Not going to change anything else. I'm just going to make sure I go to the gym at least 3 days a week. And I did that for a month. Then I said, you know what, I'm going to clean up my diet a little bit more. And what happens is you start to snowball these things. These habits build on each other in exponential ways. So even if you're just trying to move, like I walk almost every day, 10,000 steps. you start to build on that and you want to get more and you want to do more. So start incredibly small, and I am telling you, with compound interest, it builds in ways you cannot comprehend. Just give it some time, start small, and that is how you forge yourself forward. And that's the whole reason for this channel. It's the small changes over time that build up into something incredible, into the person that you want to be. Because I know you can reach that, because I'm starting to reach that person I want to be. And if I can do it, you can do it for sure. Have a good one.